Hello, Freeze Lake families. I'm Jen Shattuck here to share some updates for back to school. So first of all, welcome to the 25-26 school year. We're so excited to get started with your child tomorrow at Freeze Lake. Here is just a little about myself. I will be starting my 6th year as the principal here at Freeze Lake and 12th year in the district. I've been in education 22 years as a teacher, a reading specialist, and now principal. And I also have 4 children who have attended school here in the district. I have 2 who are still in the district and then 2 who will be at Hartford Union High School this school year. We focus here at Freeze Lake and in the Holy Hill Area School District this year around perseverance being our spirit, clarity as our strategy, and you'll hear the kids talk a lot about our theme, which is to be the sunshine. And then here are just the top 5 things to know as you get ready to send your child back to school tomorrow. We'll be talking about our core values, some updates regarding our class schedules and classes that we offer, just the importance of regular attendance, our arrival and dismissal procedures, and then an update regarding our visitors and volunteer process. So first of all, our core values at Freeze Lake align to a resource that we use in the district called Character Strong. And so you'll see students coming home talking about different core values that we focus on each month of the school year. So from respect to perseverance to courage, we will then be recognizing students all throughout the school year, and they will be bringing home this little certificate to just show that they were recognized for showing one of our core values at school. We also have really clear expectations for our students with 3 main rules around being respectful, being responsible, and being safe. During the first weeks of school, we will teach kids exactly what that looks like in all of the areas of our building. We'll review the expectations for the bus, the hallway, the classroom, recess, especially with that new awesome playground. We'll be teaching kids what those expectations are on the playground. And then we have our majors and minors behavior grid. So this really is a resource for our teachers to use when determining if some behaviors rise to the level of having students fill out a reflection form or a phone call home, or in some cases, referring that issue with me in the office. And so we like to just give an overview of what those expectations are. You will see a similar matrix in our parent-student handbook for more information. Then number 2 is all around just our class schedule and some of the offerings we have at Freeze Lake. You'll see that we really focus on math and English language arts instruction. So we have lots of minutes each day focused around that, as well as time for reteaching and extending that learning in our RTI blocks that we have for English language arts and math. We also provide instruction around social studies each week, and those are really the core classes that our classroom teachers are teaching. And then you will notice that each child in kindergarten through 4th grade will have access to specials as well, where they will be exposed to different curriculum from social emotional to physical education to science, and all of those special classes throughout the week. So this year we are shifting from an ABC rotation for specials to an AB rotation, and teachers will be sharing that calendar with you so you'll know what A days are and B days and when your child has particular specials. But here's just kind of a sample for one grade level that has 3 teachers. Students will have 2 specials each day, kind of as a part of that AB rotation. And then they will also have the opportunity to visit the library each week. And then school counseling will happen on a rotation of once every 3 weeks for 30 minutes with Miss Hedrick, our school counselor. Number 3 is just a reminder around attendance. So each year we are provided a rating from the state regarding our attendance, and we really do track that very closely to ensure that we are monitoring the attendance rates, but then also supporting families if they're having difficulty getting their child to school on time or just getting them to school at all. And so We do ask that you provide a medical excuse anytime that is possible. If your child has an appointment, then that will be counted towards the 10 medically excused days that you as parents have for the school year. So that can be for medical reasons, that could be for vacation. Each year, parents are allowed 10 days to have that kind of given an excuse that could be medical or could be for something else. After those 10 days, we definitely reach out to families to have conversations if there are things that are extending the reasons why families are missing more school, because once kids meet that 10-day threshold and push towards 15, that can typically be considered as chronic absenteeism or truancy. And so we typically then will find time to meet with families, set up an attendance plan if needed, because our goal is to have our students and our school hitting that 95% attendance rate or higher. And you'll see the two graphs that we have here on the screen show the last 2 years of our attendance ratings. We were at 96.8% 2 years ago, and then last year at that 95. So we definitely want to maintain that 95% attendance rate, but also improve that if possible at all. So again, attendance is really important. We know that kids can't learn if they're not with us at school. And so we want to partner with you if there's difficulty getting your child to school or getting them there on time. We want to be there as a resource to help support you with that. We will typically send out letters for 5 days of absence and 10 days, and those are all auto-generated. So those are letters that just automatically get sent to you. We will reach out if it gets to a point where we feel that an attendance plan is necessary. And we do take things into consideration. We want kids to be at home if they're sick. And if we know that there's a child who's been battling some medical pieces, we definitely understand that and excuse that. But when it gets excessive, that's when we like to work together with you to put an attendance plan in place. So please reach out if you have any questions about the attendance piece. Then number 4, arrival and dismissal. This is always so much fun as we start the school year and get that routine established again. But just a reminder, we have the 2 zones so that we don't back traffic up on those 2 busy roads right next to Freeze Lake. And so if your last names begin with letters A through L, you'll go to the front of the building, which we call the Dolphin Zone, and letters M through Z, you will go to the entrance where our buses enter off of Holy Hill Road and enter through that parking lot. We will start opening car doors outside at 7:55, but please do not let your child out of the vehicle before the supervisors are out there and can make sure that they're safely exiting that area. Class starts at 8:10, so we have that 15-minute window to help support students getting into the building. We will be using one main door for our bus entrance this year, and then supporting students to get into their classes if they're getting off the bus or getting out of the cars in front of the building. So the first day of school, we do allow parents to park in our main parking lot and walk their child in, especially our younger learners. Families are typically more comfortable if they can walk them in the first day. So we totally allow that on day 1. However, starting day 2, and then hopefully for all of our upper grade students, parents just follow that drop-off line, which works really smoothly as long as we are following the line all the way up to the front and having students on the right side of the vehicle to exit. So if you're in the Dolphin Zone, we ask that students get out on the right-hand side of your car so that they don't have to go into the traffic area to get out of the vehicle. And then in the flipper area, we ask that you get out of the left-hand side of the vehicle. Please reach out to anyone if you have questions, but we will help support you with this whole process. Along the way, just ensure that you have your name in the window. That helps us at dismissal and arrival time, so we can ensure that we can get kids to the right cars and we know the last names of the people in the vehicles. So thank you for that. And then finally, number 5, we love our visitors and volunteers. We are looking for people to help with field trips, classroom parties, academic support. And so if you're participating in things in our school that would require you to work with students one-on-one, you're a HOPS volunteer for the holiday shop, we would ask that you do our full background check process, and we will have a link on our website for that. However, if you're just planning to come to the building to see concerts or watch the kids read in terms of like reading buddies, during some of our kindergarten classrooms, invite parents in to listen to them read, or if you're just attending a HOPS event, that would be more of a visitor, and then you do not necessarily have to fill out that full volunteer form. Again, any questions, reach out to us and we can answer those for you and ensure that you know what process to follow. And that is it for my top 5 update. I can't wait to see the kids back in the building tomorrow. Please reach out if you need anything at all. We're here to support you. And again, here in the Holy Hill Area School District, we always want to remember that inspire, persevere, and grow. And we are partners with you in your child's education, and we can't wait to get the 25-26 school year started. Thank you.